Welcome back to another Overlord 3 review. Today is episode 12, Massacre. I'm Justin.
What is up? I'm Logan.
That's, and together we're Talk. As always, we are anime viewers only, no source material, so no confirming, denying theories, spoilers, anything like that. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into this. You ready?
Let's do it. All right, so
This episode, damn!
this episode was actually, it was pretty intense. It had, I will say, this episode had, I'm sure everyone already knows this, lots of CGI problems. Let's just get this out of the way. The CGI was so ugly. All right, the soldiers.
It's pretty trashed here.
Like the soldiers were all CGI'd. The thing that disappointed me really was just quickly, you know how he summons those, evil things that just stomp everybody. It kind of felt like it kind of felt like those were supposed to bring like a sense of terror, but it had no facial expressions from soldiers. Like they even had half the helmets where you could see, but they just kind of made them. It's like if you showed just drew regular soldiers like being terrified, I think that just this episode had so much potential. I'll say that if it was like properly animated, granted there's budget issues, I understand that, but let's just pretend there's a world where there's no budget. If this episode was like animated to this episode would have been amazing. Like it would have been crazy.
Yeah, definitely. It's like I don't know where all their budget went because they didn't have that issue in like the first season. I don't remember.
Well, I thought this season I was like, okay, we're seeing lots of CGI. Maybe they're saving the budget, saving it for the big battle, which was this battle. Nope.
Yeah, I feel like the further we go into the show, actually, the more CGI we get. Like the first season, I don't recall there really being any, and the second season there was some, but not too much. But this season, it's like they blew all their budget on the first couple seasons or something.
Right.
Like,
it feels like they're trying to just
go.
get you to the light novel. Does that make sense? Like just kind of like advertising the light novel in a way.
Maybe, yeah.
Because it feels like it's kind of rushed sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know the whole, like, obviously we don't know the whole, financial situation of every studio or what goes on. But I feel like they could have improved something. I will say that.
Oh, well, let's just go talk about the episode. So, yeah, the plan is for Ainz to use his strongest spell right off the bat, just to put fear in all the kingdoms, so that way the Emperor can, build up that alliance.
Yeah, not only, like, opposing kingdoms, but he's doing it for the kingdom that's working with him. He's putting up, like, this... Because even, like, the way he, like, kind of taunts the other, I guess, general, commander for his side with the regular soldiers, he's like, oh, you were supposed to go in on my signal. That's okay. I'll do it for you.
Oh, yeah. It was about Nyx, though, in the beginning.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He wants all the, kingdoms to ally together to fight Nazarick or whatever, so he wanted him to use his strongest spell. But, yeah, or the guy, he's like, I'll do everything for you. There are mentions of stuff of the past, of like the 13 heroes and evil deities, so it's like, it sounds like they've gone through something similar, but not on this level.
Right.
When we get to the war,
we learn Einstein is actually outnumbered by a lot.
Yeah,
it's like what 240 to 60 or something thousand.
Yeah, 240,000 versus the 60,000 of the Empire. But that's what they thought before they saw Ain's army. So they're like, oh yeah, we can do this. We also got Stronov over here, who's got like the 4 treasures, where he's basically the treasurer of the kingdom. He's like,
he's decked out.
Yeah, and Raven's talking with them, and then when they see the Death Knights come out, Raven's like, I think I'm just gonna go. Everyone's gonna be running like rabbits. We just gotta go. I'm done. I don't even need to see what he does. I'm out of here. Stronov's like, yeah, go. I'll stay here.
Stronov
you just go.
Secretly like, I told you so. I told you he's strong, all right?
Yeah, he comes out, he's like, I'm just, insta kills 70,000 soldiers.
70,000.
Instantly.
That's crazy. And
And the thing is, like,
this is another
this,
thing I felt was kind of hurt by the animation because it looked like he killed like 200 people by just what they showed on screen, but it's like 70,000. It's like okay,
yeah, yeah.
but it is crazy that
It looks like he's just killing claymation out there or something.
right, but it is crazy that he just wiped 70,000 people with a spell. I even like the guy next to him was like, "Oh my god!" He's like, "What? You thought that was strong?
Yeah,
That was
he's
just
like,
part one."
this is part one. Like, I like how Nick's, I think it was Nick's in the beginning talking with him. He's like, the strongest spell could probably kill 3,000-4,000 at once. And then here we are, fast forward, he's killing 70,000 at once.
70,000.
Everyone, even on the Empire side, were like just shaking, like scared, like what's going on. And that's where we're starting to see Ainz too, like where he's talking with himself. He's like, he has no feeling about their deaths. He's definitely doesn't have. He's
Right.
losing that human part of himself.
It feels like his in-game, I mean, it's still a game, so I'll just say in-game persona is kind of overtaking his human side, at least feeling-wise. Obviously, he has the ability to think for himself, but he's acknowledging, like, well, I'm
it's
just
not
going to
like
kill him.
It's kind of like that, disconnect from a video game. Like, it's not real, therefore you don't mind slaughtering all these
Right.
mindless NPCs, right? And that's basically where it's coming down to him, where these people are just NPCs in this world.
Right.
And yeah, he's like, yeah, this is a real power. Here's the rest of it. And we get these black ooze, makes these tentacle monsters that are, he calls baby goats, his cute goats.
His cute
because they
goats.
do just go around bah.
Bah.
I don't know why they're part goat.
Because they
But
stomp,
hey,
I guess. They
is
just
that a
run around.
goat
They
thing?
literally, these things,
They have like goat feet, I guess.
I don't know.
I don't fucking
They
know,
did
dude.
just literally. Well, first of all, the other side's like, all right, run, fuck it, we're out, we gotta leave.
They don't run this. If I saw some 70,000 drive, I'd be turning around.
I would
running.
too. I'd be like, no way am I staying. And then those goats literally just trample everyone.
Yeah,
like
they
a
use
trample.
their tentacles like once or twice. They're just trampling.
I think, yeah. I don't
The
think
only time I really saw them use it is when they whacked Strawn off to the side.
right. Which I think he was because Ainz mentioned like, hey, don't.
There's 4 people that could not die.
I don't know who
Climb,
else.
I'm sure is one of them because Renner is definitely because they are connected with Renner. I'm not 100% sure there, but I'm guaranteeing it they are. Therefore, Climb has to be one.
I'm pretty sure
we know is one.
Yeah, Climb, Shonoff, and Brain maybe because he's.
I feel like Raven's one of them because I think he's part of the whole overthrowing the Majesty thing.
Right. Maybe.
Um,
I think that is a guy.
Climb and Stronach I know for sure. The
I
other
think it
two-
might be because at first he's like 3. Oh wait, 4. Because I think 3 was like maybe Shonoff, Brain, Climb, and he's like, oh yeah, the guy who's overthrowing them. Maybe I don't know. I'm just guessing.
That is true.
I have no idea. It wasn't even
Because
confirmed.
I think Raven got out though because those people sacrificed themselves. I doubt they, slowed anything. Period. But
Right.
they did sacrifice themselves for Raven, and I feel like they could have chased him down easily. And yeah, I don't know who those 4 are.
I'm sure it'll confirm next
Maybe
episode.
Brain because
Well, I'm just trying to think of who else it could be.
Brain helped save us at one point.
Right.
But he's also fought Shoutir.
Twice, kind of.
Yeah, twice kinda. So
I think it has to be. I just can't think of anyone else, to be honest.
yeah, they don't care about the Majesty himself. And,
Right.
like,
And
everyone, there's no one else with like a name.
right, and then when he was when Stronach and Ainz had their little meeting, Brain was there, and he didn't just get rid of him or anything.
True. Yeah.
So I'm guessing them. Anyway,
Yeah.
all the soldiers
Yeah.
got stomped, literally.
Yeah. And then he reveals himself being undead.
That
And
was
then
pretty
he's like,
cool.
applaud for me.
Dude, those
I would applaud like Mare's just like, oh yes, and then that one soldier who starts it, he's just like,
they're
let's
yeah,
go,
for
yeah,
real.
yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
thing started
of
walking
course.
back. They're like, we're applauding.
It's like applauding louder, like please, and they just take off the closer it got. That's when the guy was like, he's like, don't worry, I'll do the rest of the work for you. I didn't want your soldiers getting trampled.
Right. It was kind of odd there was no blood when they're stomping people into the ground, but that's just a minor detail.
Like, that's even more CGI they gotta
I
throw
know.
in
I
there.
feel like that's probably why. That's what I'm saying. If this episode had like unlimited budget, it'd be super crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, and that's when he kind of,
This
well,
ending part was interesting.
yeah, of course, if the Majesty gets out and Brain and Klein survive, Klein gets a noble title.
And he's
Getting
gonna
that
get the
out there.
princess.
Possibly get to marry the princess. It might become acceptable. It will become acceptable because Renner's been wanting to do that, but it's not considered acceptable. But now it will be. I think
Right.
that was one of her goals was to get him a noble title, if I recall.
Probably. It
So
was definitely to be with him. So
yeah, that's where Then we get Ainz greeting Shawnoff
he
and
gave him
Klein and Brain, which I think. See, that's where the other thing, like Brain and Klein were supposed to be decoys for the Majesty to drag out the tentacle monsters, but they still got to Shawnoff no problem. I feel like there's no way they could have been decoys and survived. So
right.
that confirms Brain.
Right. I would say so. Because obviously Stronov was one. Because the thing just slapped him when they could have crushed him.
Yeah, exactly. And it only
And I'm
slapped him
just
because he whacked it.
right. He's like, get out of here. Stop it. You have a meeting to go to.
That's true. And yeah, those Ainz wanted him to be his subordinate, but he refused.
Of course. All
I would
noble.
not.
I wouldn't either. With like,
I'd be like,
are
yes,
you?
master, I am yours.
Here's a very hypothetical. Are you betraying the king if you agree to something that saves his kingdom?
No.
I would say no. I'd say you're sacrificing your. Granted, even though it's a positive thing for you, assumingly, to be a subordinate of this demon god, essentially, you're still protect. Even Ainz was like, "I will literally go kill everyone else if you don't agree." And then Stronov, being the warrior he is, let's settle this trial by combat.
Yeah, that's not gonna go
Oh
well. But this is where something that's wrong because I know the human side of Ainz would find it, noble,
Right,
like just worthy because that's how he's been, like here and there throughout the episodes. But he is losing that side of him, so
right. I think Ainz himself would recognize it as noble, but foolish.
yeah, kind of like he did with the other people at the Coliseum.
Right. But this,
Um,
I get. This is probably the strongest warrior. Well, obviously he's the strongest warrior, besides Momon. But we know Momon is someone else. You think he'll fight him as Momon just cause?
that's what I was thinking.
You like? I'll give you a choice. Do you want to fight Ainz or do you want to fight Momon?
It's me, both times. That would make it a little fair-ish.
I wonder how Ainz will react to that. Because Stronov knows there's no way he'll win. Like, there's no way.
Yeah,
He's acknowledged
I'm
his
pretty sure.
power throughout this whole time. Maybe he's just trying to stall. You think that's what it
Probably,
is?
I think that's probably it. Get them back. But, I mean, if you stall, like, just gonna they can be
They'll
humongous
catch up. They're
anytime.
pretty big.
And we did learn also there's no player
Oh yeah,
here
right.
with the kingdom yet. So there's none trickled in there that we know of yet with these kingdoms. So maybe and another one,
Right.
possibly.
But yeah,
But that is the episode.
you want to jump into scores?
Yeah, we can jump to scores. This is. I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. That's what I know. But then also, a lot of just issues like CGI really held
Right.
it back.
It was so enjoyable, but it was ugly. Like, not all of
Like-
it, but the main parts of it. Like those goat things kind of look like boogers just running at you. I feel like they're supposed to be more like dark and like evil and like dread. Obviously,
someone
they're
did
kind of
post in our Discord like what they were supposed to look like.
right. and they were much more terrifying than what we saw. That's what I'm saying. Like, if it had the budget, it could have made it like.
Yeah. So where do we jump score wise? Like
This is actually really hard.
8, 9, 8.
I'd say
9,
8-ish.
8.5 maybe.
8-ish sounds good. Just because, like, I feel like the CGI just held it back. Which we already addressed. There could be budget issues or financial struggles or whatever, but
I mean, that isn't still like.
I still enjoyed it, even though it was not good looking at some parts. I was still like, damn, that's crazy. Damn, I'm just a monster.
Nothing beats the applaud for me scene.
Applaud for me.
He just takes off his mask like, oh shit, he's undead. He's like,
well, that guy's like,
applaud for
what
me.
are you, some demon? No, I'm undead. Get it right.
Even Stronach was like, well,
Sorry.
have you been well? I would say you were not dead before I talked, or when I talked to you, but after he's like, no, I've been the whole time. Okay, never mind. But yeah, there was definitely a lot of good things from this episode. But yeah, I would just agree that the CGI really held it back from being outstanding.
Right. Which is just unfortunate. But I did enjoy it. Like,
yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. So
just Ainge's display of power to everyone, even his own ally, is just like, this is who I am now.
The Empire started running away. They were so scared.
Like, because you know they couldn't.
You lied to me, Mix.
You know, it was funny when he first said applaud for me. I thought he literally brought his Dread Knights to applaud for him. That's what I thought was gonna happen. Like, he brought this massive army of Dread Knights just to applaud for him.
Yeah, he didn't even use his Death Knights. Like, yeah, exactly. He just had them there, and it was like,
just it's just overwhelming presence. It's like that Overkill, you know, where you're playing a game and you're super strong, you get bored, just go around slaughtering all the weak people.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why you don't need to care for these these clay soldiers, but that does it.
That means spiel time.
As always.
If you don't want to get CGI.
I was gonna do something with applauding, but then that would just sound egotistical. Be sure to just like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, be notified every time we upload. Comment down below, let us know what you thought of the episode we didn't like, anything like that. Again, no spoilers confirming denying theories. This is weird anime theories holding, and plenty others are. And until next time, peace out.
See ya.